Hey everyone, it's your boy Alex, and I gotta tell you, Nico is better than anticipated. Now, I would still recommend you wait a little bit. 6,000 tokens is a lot. The caches are kind of expensive because you probably already have Kitty Pryde. Phoenix Force still feels a little sus, but I will tell you that this card honestly impressed me. Yes, it was very random, and then yes, there was times I was like, man, I wish I had the other effect, and this one's useless, but there were times where it absolutely did remarkable things. And so I'm going to showcase a couple decks that I was experimenting with. It's all still very early, so my honest suggestion is to always wait and see how the decks play out and see if it ends up being in an archetype that suits your playstyle. But overall, I'm actually kind of impressed. It seems like it's going to be fun, but it's also going to seem super cuttable because it's a 12 card deck in Marvel Snap, and every single card has to play a role, and Nico might find itself often getting cut. But my favorite was by far Nico Loki. Now, I know Loki is just Loki and it's good, but Nico was so good in this deck. It was such a natural fit for Loki. So many of the effects were just damn good. It just worked. It just worked. And even like, you know, now that High Evil's starting to tame off a little bit, you can start removing Luke Cage. I almost said Nick Cage. You can start removing Nick Cage and like start putting other things in there, right? Whatever the hell you want. But quite frankly, Nico did really well in here, primarily because, well, getting a demon is fine, because if like you turn Snowguard into a demon, that's great. Why wouldn't you want that, right? You also get like, you know, drawing cards. Obviously, you can even destroy Loki, draw additional cards. You can draw cards, then Loki, for instance, right? You could feed things in, movings, whatever. Getting +2 power is pretty cool on Kitty Pryde on pretty much everything, especially since you're running the Elsa Bloodstone combination here. Jeff loves that too. There's so many good things to use with this deck here. Nico was a very natural fit. I liked it. It was one of the best ones. The other one that worked really well, and this is a bit of my brew here, but it's the Nico Nimrod. And I mean, it is a stock Nimrod list with a couple minor modifications, but I really liked this deck. It worked really well, and Nico worked really well here. Naturally, you really would like to see the destroy and draw to, which is cool, but the thing I really liked is you may think, oh, you want to destroy the Nimrod. You can, but you can also destroy Shuri. Shuri's on reveal effect will proc, and then you destroy Shuri, and it allows you to reach 2 into your deck. So if you have Nico, and you have Shuri, but you don't have Nimrod, you could Nico Shuri, and then draw into the Nimrod, and still double its power on the next turn, despite the fact that Shuri's been blown up. That was wild to me. And it also makes a difference, because if you're able to do that with Nimrod, chances are on turn 6, you're able to play the Destroyer, or the Zola, or whatever, because Shuri's been exploded. So that's pretty insane, because like now you have a location where Shuri and Zola make more sense, because you're not just 50-50ing. The Nimrod is now alone because of the Nico destroying the Shuri. So really cool stuff. I really liked it. Really played well, and it's just a good deck that's probably being slept on as a whole. Now, what I will say is the Phoenix Force decks, I did a whole bunch of different variations of it. This was the last one I tested, and I didn't like it. I still didn't like it. I still thought Phoenix Force like had its moments where like, yes, I did get Human Torch huge and moved around and stuff, and like, yeah, then they just retreated basically. It just didn't feel great. It still didn't feel great, but I'm going to tell you that there's probably a good chance that a really good Phoenix Force comes out. It's still the first day, it's still relatively early, but this does seem like it could have synergistic elements with Phoenix Force. So right now, I don't have the answer for Phoenix Force. I just don't, but maybe that'll emerge over the next couple of days. Thanos felt okay. I made a couple different versions of Thanos here. We tested the Elsa Bloodstone version. We ended up landing on this Daredevil version. It was okay. It was fine. It seemed okay. The nice thing about it is if you play Nico into the Lockjaw, it'll actually cycle through the Lockjaw, but the on-reveal effect will still happen. So if you play a stone, it'll break and draw 2 cards or get buffed or whatever the hell that you ended up locking with Nico. Even though it's not on the board, the effect will still occur, which is cool. This was fine. I still think there's going to be, so just like Phoenix Force, there's probably going to be a solid Thanos deck as well. This performed exactly like you'd expect it to. I cut, basically the cut here was, this is basically the meta version of Destroy with a Deathlock cut in addition to including Nico. That was the most awkward sentence I've ever said, but whatever, you got what I mean trying to say. Okay, Deathlock out, Nico in. It was fine. It still just did the thing it always does. Everything basically synergized well. Nico was very rarely ever a bad card in this deck. But again, like, it's just cuttable. Like, you just really just might want Deathlock, right? So it's up to you, right? But ultimately, my favorite one by far was Nico Nimrod. I thought this was a ton of fun. I thought this was really good. And Nico Loki was fantastic. It felt so good in this deck. If you're going to try any of them, I think this is the one to try. And I gotta say, if you're not subscribed yet, perhaps consider subscribing. A lot of people that watch the videos don't hit the subscribe button, which, I mean, it's up to you. You don't have to. But just, I mean, I'm just saying, maybe you should. I don't know. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed these gameplay highlights. They were a ton of fun, and they're going to showcase just how versatile Nico can be. So if we Nico here, we play Shuri down, the effect should still remain. So if I play Shuri here, she should explode and I draw 2 cards, but the effect on Borrow with No Name should remain. Now what I want to see here is a draw of Nimrod or Iron Lad to reach potentially in. So let's see. The on reveal happens, she explodes, I get magic in Iron Lad, so I can reach with Iron Lad here. But the effect should still be active. So we should be able to play Nimrod here. It should get doubled into Destroyer or Zola. We could probably just Zola, honestly. Yeah, Destroyer might be cleaner. Let me see. It does get double. Okay, so see, that's exactly what I expected to happen when I designed this deck. It's good to see that. Like, on paper, I thought, okay, this is how it should work. I should be able to, like, get the Shuri effect and draw 2 cards, which allows me to reach for Nimrod if I don't have it, right? That's huge. That's absolutely huge. Now, naturally, it worked very well with the RNG, but still, we saw it in practice, right? And that, to me, is really important. Now, here we can Zola. Now, if I Zola, they go boom, 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 boom. We probably play it safe because it's Borrow with No Name. We just Destroyer here. Destroyer's probably the best. So they win there, I guess. But they just lose there. Alright. We actually didn't win by much. Because they were going for the tiebreak, right? Yeah, I respect it. They only had 8, though. Very nice play, but it showcased exactly how, like, yeah, we rolled some high RNG, but Nico right there was excellent. It allowed us to reach into the deck, and it gave us versatility that perhaps our opponent didn't expect. We want to draw cards here. We're even willing to sacrifice Nicolas Cage here. Doesn't benefit us. This is the replicate. Add a copy to your hand. We can definitely replicate Elsa. We could even replicate Loki. We have Kitty on board. Nico. Replicate Elsa. Double Elsa. Let's do this. Let's do this. This seems really interesting. Also, I love this Kitty Pryde variant so much. I'm so glad I kind of held out for it. Wait, now. We could go double Angela into the... No. It's always double Elsa Bloodstone. And now we Elsa Kitty Pryde and just pump. It looks like Angela's gonna get the short end of the stick here, but... So this is cool. Nico allowed this to happen. There's their Kitty Pryde. Into big old Mama Bear. Now that's actually insane. That's an insane good play because it actually stops me dead in my tracks with the buff. Crazy good play by our opponent. We collect her into Loki now. It's a good play on their part, straight up. That's a great play on their part. Very well done. Very well done. I'm not even going to get angry about it. So there's the double Elsa. And there's the big kitty. Would have loved the extra turn with her, but it is what it is. We get another Elsa Bloodstone. Actually kind of wild, to be honest with you. I think it's Elsa, Kitty Pryde reach north here, Coulson reach, Mobius play. There's 3 Elsas on the board. They give left, not what I expected. But I think we're gonna outperform this. Unless they play Loki right to buff Collector. Let's see. So I overcommit left. I hit pretty hard mid. I'm imagining this is Loki Mobius. No! No! It's not. So, I mean, this is 3 Elsas. GG's. Two of which come from the Nico. I mean, I'm telling you right now, like, that's crazy. That's an absolutely insane turn 6. Absolutely insane turn 6. And a big factor in there was Nico, right? Like, Nico replicating the Elsa early. And keep in mind, this could have been even crazier, but they had played the good play on Lemuria with the bear. They actually stuffed our first set of Pumping Kitty. So, man, first impressions say this deck is really good with Nico. I gotta be honest with you. We don't have Pro X. I'm gonna hold the Soulstone for a sec. We're gonna do this. Oh my god. If I had Professor X, I wouldn't have played it on turn... Whatever, it's okay. That's life. That's life. You just gotta live with it. Okay, so we have Nico, and of course, she does have the Destroy here. So this is the effect here. So it's showing on the top. Chat's in the way. So it is showing on the top. So Nico's effect is showing on the top here. And when you click on it, you can see that it is, when you play the next 2 cards, destroy it and draw 2 cards. Okay, so when you play your next card, destroy it. Which is good for Thanos and good for Devil Dinosaur. But instead what I'm going to do here is I am going to play the Lockjaw. Now this isn't on reveal, which means I can play Nico into the Lockjaw and still get the effect. So we get Vision, which is great. So the next card we play gets destroyed. So we can go Mind Stone into Soulstone. And then what we're able to do is we're able to follow up with Goliath and Devil Dinosaur. We snap. So Mind Stone should blow up. It blows up, we draw 2 more. So it does work like that. So that is exactly the interaction I wanted to test. I wanted to test if Nico and Lockjaw would have that interaction, and it would appear as if they do, which is great. So I think here, honestly, I think we play Devil Dinosaur here. We move Vision mid. And we move Vision to Goliath right. We could even play Goliath mid to generate additional power. Okay, they put up more power left than I expected. That last turn, it would have been better if I played Professor X. I think the best line is Vision and Goliath together. We give mid. With Soulstone, it's hard for them to zoo right. So it's either Goliath Vision or the other way around. Vision's only 3 power. Goliath's only 3 power. They're going to get 2 here. They can move Jeff, I think, though. I suspect they move Jeff mid. They think I'm going to play mid. We do this. Let's see how this plays. 8 cubes, whatever. Let's go. So we win there, and we win there. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So we made the right call. So Goliath Vision. We got the dub there. And Nico was really strong there. It kept our Devil Dinosaur propped up. And the other key thing about this here was that Nico's interaction with Lockjaw was showcased, where you can on-reveal into the Lockjaw, rotate Nico out, and then the next card you play will get the Nico effect, which allows, in theory, for you to draw Nico again and play it again if you want. So I think the important part about this game was showcasing that Nico Lockjaw is a viable engine, which is exactly what we wanted to test. Nico in hand, it's going to be moving to the right. That's not what we want. Definitely not what we want. We're going to go out with a Snow Guard here. We got a full stacked hand here. Nico's going to destroy and draw 2. Now, we do have Loki. This is interesting, because what we can do here is we can actually Loki destroy and then fill our whole hand with our deck stuff, right? This is kind of interesting. Let's try this line. Let's try this. Maybe we wait. No, let's not wait. Let's just do this. This is kind of interesting. Let's destroy Loki, then draw in. Well, now I'm sad. Let's do it anyway. We play here. It doesn't matter where we play. Just not on Shuri's Lab. We're giving up the power on Loki here. But they're playing Nico themselves with Elsa Bloodstone, and we draw into our Kitty Pryde. We also have a cheap Goliath, which is pretty good. This looks like it's so they're playing the they're playing Nico Thanos. Replace that location. Might actually be useful for us. No, we want this. We Elsa, we Jeff. Watch this. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. It's like we don't want to get rid of the lab. We do this. Goliath at 1 cost, at 5 costs is huge actually, because it allows us to play the Kitty Pryde. So they've actually committed to this location. They can't add any more cards. Fortunately, we can't Shang-Chi the Angela. It's 1 short. So here's the destroy and draw, which is not really what we want. We hit Jeff here. Kitty Pryde. Gets buffed. And then we just Goliath. We could even Shang-Chi here. Conversely, we can just play Goliath now. He's gonna play here, right? No, or he gives it. It's Iron Lad Kitty. Goliath would have been huge here, ironically. Okay, there's Nico. Into Jeff. Does Jeff get +2? What was that play? Oh, it's a copy of Jeff. So that's a copy of Jeff. So double the card's power after you play. 16, 15. So wait. 4, 10, 19. Goliath. I'd snap here, but I don't want them to leave. So the Nico is actually going to be good here because it's going to double the power and bring us above. We win this game. So Nico goes to 4. Kitty Pryde goes to, yeah, there it is, 19. Goliath right. And that's just a win. Space Stone and what else here? Jeff. Okay. Very good. Very good. So there, I mean, this was unanimously considered the worst skill for Nico, and it just won the game. Straight up, it just won the game. And obviously Loki with the discounted Goliath and stuff was huge too.